Krishna demonstrates these perfect qualities and activities to attract you away from material existence. But sometimes people get envious of that. Why should Krishna have opulence? Why should Krishna have consorts? Then you look at such an objector and you find they're always longing to have a consort, always longing to have some wealth. Why shouldn't Krishna have it all? That's the question we should ask ourselves. In Krishna's dealings with Srimati Rukmini, he's actually eternally associated with her. But just to go through the pleasure of a matchmaking and go through the pleasure of even kidnapping her, he engages in his leela, his pastimes with her. Krishna already has everything, but still he likes to go through the pleasure of kidnapping a bride. Now this thing. Don't ever make the mistake of assuming that Krishna is lacking in some way. Therefore, he turns to Srimati Rukmini. No, she's his own pleasure potency in which he engages in pastimes with. So even though everything is Krishna's energy, he enjoys going through a matchmaking situation with Srimati Rukmini and even kidnapping her. Why did Krishna in his Dwarka Leela, in his Dwarka pastimes, why did he kidnap Srimati Rukmini? Because she asked him to. She sent him a love letter. Krishna's internal potency, his special pleasure potency. Srimati Rukmini sent him a love letter. I have heard all about you. Just by hearing about you from sages like Narada Muni, just by hearing of your qualities, my mind's attracted, and I can't accept anyone else to be my husband. And if I, for some reason, can't obtain you as my husband, I will perform severe austerities such that I'll give up my life hundreds of births, if necessary, just to attain you. Have you ever told anyone that? I'll perform such severe austerities, I'll give up my life, and I'll do that hundreds of births, if that's what it takes to have you. You know, you've never told anyone that. But we are hearing about Krishna's perfect and pure spiritual pastimes. And Srimati Rukmini is eternally 100% attracted to Krishna. But just for the sake of going through the pleasure of matchmaking and marrying, these activities are transacted. So, Srimati Rukmini was the daughter of King Bhishma. He had 5 sons and 1 daughter, Srimati Rukmini. Everyone agreed that Srimati Rukmini was the natural match for Krishna. Everyone in her city wanted her to marry Krishna, except one person. That was her brother Rukmi. Rukmi was very envious of Krishna. And he had a friend who was even more envious of Krishna. One of his friends, Shishupal, was so envious of Krishna since he was a baby that even before he could talk properly, he would blaspheme Krishna. And this is the person who her brother Rukmi wanted her to marry when her heart was totally attracted to Krishna. So, what could Maharaj Bhishma, her father, do? He knew she should marry Krishna, but I'm attached to my oldest son, Rukmini. I guess we have to do things his way. So therefore, she was, it seemed, doomed to enter into this arranged marriage with Shishupal, the most avowed enemy of Krishna. Now, remember, Rukmini she's the daughter of a king. That's the way the pastime, the Leela, goes on. So she wasn't just going to take everything sitting down. She wasn't simply going to be morose and lament, oh, I've heard about Krishna. I'm so attracted to him. I'm only meant for marrying Krishna. Instead of lamenting, she sent a letter to Krishna through a trusted Brahmana. And in this way, she invited Krishna, please come and kidnap me before what is meant for the lion is handed to the dog. Now, as the daughter of a king, she had diplomatic and political skills. She knew that Krishna might be thinking, if I kidnap you from your palace, a lot of innocent people could be killed in the fight. A lot of innocent women and relatives. So she already had that figured out, how to avoid it. She told Krishna, when I leave the palace to go to the temple of Durga to get Durga's blessings, not that there was any confusion about the worship of Krishna and the worship of Durga, but still, taking blessings from demigods is different from considering them the all-in-all and appealing to them for the all-in-all. So, as a routine custom, she would go to the temple of Durga and ask for blessings for the marriage particularly. So she told Krishna, when I emerge from the temple in an entourage of other ladies, because the Vedic system is that before a girl is married, basically no men even lay eyes on her. It's kind of the opposite these days, I know. So she said, when I emerge from the Durga temple, surrounded by the entourage of ladies, this, Krishna, is the perfect time to sweep in and kidnap me. So she gave Krishna, she actually gave him the military plan, how to do this. So Krishna got the letter, and he decided, yes, I should take action immediately. I've heard about Rukimini's beauty, her chastity, her qualities. I agree. Something has to be done now. The Brahmana messenger, he urged Krishna, yes, Krishna, if you're going to act, it has to be now. So much drama. All for Krishna's pleasure. So Krishna left immediately for the city of Rukimini. And when he got there, what had already gathered was a whole practical army of princes and chieftains, military chieftains, who had already figured out there's a chance that Krishna might show up. We've heard rumors that Rukimini actually wants to marry Krishna, but her family is forcing her to marry Shishupal, Krishna's avowed enemy. So if Krishna dares to show up, we're ready to take action. These are envious princes. It was actually, Srila Prabhupada explains, it was actually like the princes hadn't come to attend a wedding, they had come to fight. Because they were Vedic warriors, they actually couldn't miss a good fight. And Krishna was going to give them such an opportunity. So, Rukmini emerges from the Durga temple. Just beauty beyond what you can imagine in the material world. As she walked out of the temple, surrounded by older women and her girlfriends, she's in the center. All the princes, the friends of Shishupal, they just took one look at her and they fell off their horses unconscious with lust. That's how beautiful she was. I don't know if you've ever seen such a beautiful sight that men can ask themselves. He actually collapsed on the ground, overwhelmed by material desires. You don't see that kind of beauty in this world. So these were big military, but just by taking one One look at Rukimini's beauty, they just fell off their horses unconscious. Meanwhile, she's walking slowly, and suddenly Krishna emerges with his chariot. Now, what do you think Krishna did? Probably, you would think in such circumstances, you would grab the girl, put her on your chariot, and just lickety-split get out of there. No, not Krishna. He has to just play the situation to the max. He put her on his chariot, and then just slowly departed. I got her. What are you going to do about it? This is in your face, Krishna. I've stolen her from the marriage ceremony. Is anyone going to do anything about it? Just try. See what happens. Once again, please remember that Rukimini and Krishna are always associated together. That's his eternal concert. But they go through these pastimes just for Krishna's pleasure and to give you a perfect, pure spiritual focus to hear about and to meditate upon. So even the greatest yogis, even the greatest sages become bewildered by these pastimes of Krishna. How can Krishna be the supreme absolute truth? It seems he has desires. It seems he wants things. So how is it that he's going through these adventures? Does that mean he has karmic desires? Does that mean he has things he wants to achieve in this world? No. Krishna is showing you his perfect and pure spiritual activities even within the material world. The secret is that actually for Krishna there's no material world. It's all his energy. For Krishna, the distinction between spirit and matter doesn't exist. Now you may say, well then why does Krishna in Bhagavad Gita say he has a spiritual energy and a material energy? But that distinction he's making for us, not for him. For Krishna, it's all his energy. The material energy gives Krishna no problem. But for us, we have a bit of a problem with material energy, don't we? We have a bit of a problem with illusion. So please, when we think about Krishna and Rukmini, here we have the deities, Rukmini Dwarkadish, Krishna, the controller of Dwarka. Please understand that Krishna is totally self-sufficient, independent, and he is enjoying with his own pleasure potency that expands from himself. And whenever we try to enjoy something in this temporary material world, we have to go outside of ourselves, and that way we run into so many problems. But Krishna never goes outside of himself to enjoy. So those are some thoughts for this festive occasion of the appearance of Srimati Rukmini Devi. Thank you very much. Remember, even the greatest sages and yogis become bewildered by these activities of Krishna. Yes.
Just one comment. Prabhupada was speaking about this. He said when she got on the chariot, Krishna was going away, he started fighting with her. And Rukmini got the reins. She's riding the chariot, and Krishna's fighting with him. Trying to stop him.
Yes, she's the daughter of a king, so she knew how to drive a chariot. So she took the reins of the chariot while Krishna is firing arrows at everyone. And as Krishna beat all the opposing princes back. And when Rukmini saw how he had defeated everyone just to get her, she looked at him with loving eyes. Oh, you did this all for me. Perfect romance. Isn't that what, even in the material world, we see every man would like his wife to just look at him with eyes of appreciation. You mean you worked so hard, you did all this just for me. Krishna gets all those things that we long for, and he He gets them without any fault, without any flaw. Therefore, instead of thinking, let me enjoy the material world, we should think, let me understand Krishna and his perfect and pure activities. That is the topmost enjoyment. One more question.
Could that charity be mythical to magic carpet, or what is the charity? What type of charity are you talking about? Horse-driven?
Yes, but Krishna's chariots and his horses, they are very special. They're not ordinary material.
Okay, so they are actual horses. It's not a magic carpet.
They're actual horses, but they're Krishna's horses. They're a different breed altogether. They can travel at the speed of mind. Yes. How many consorts did Krishna have? She was Krishna's first wife and his chief wife.
What about
That is a very confidential subject. Krishna's activities in Vrindavan. Just be content understanding Srimati Rukimini, who is an expansion of Srimati Radharani. We don't talk very openly and lightly of Srimati Radharani. That's Krishna's top drawer pastimes, you know. You have to know Krishna and gain his confidence before he allows you to understand those confidential activities. Because we'll mistake them for material. I've got a girlfriend, Krishna's got a girlfriend. I've got a wife, Krishna's got a wife. There's no difference. Yes, there's an extraordinary difference. The great mystery is Krishna's consorts in Dwarka, 16,108. But why did he stop there? He's unlimited. Why did he only have 16,108? That is the real question. Think about it. He's unlimited. Everything is his energy. But he stopped at 16,108. Now just think. An ordinary man these days has difficulty just maintaining one wife. Emotionally and materially. But Krishna's unlimited. He had no problem with 16,108. Let's think of 16 billion, 16 trillion,